Welcome back to the Land House vlog. I'm Seth. Several months ago, I posted a video where I came out here in the woods to see about repairing a ram pump that had stopped working. There is an older lady that uses the ram pump for all of her water. I don't want to miss my turn here. And after the Florence hurricane, the pump has stopped working. So I am out here again to take a look at it and see if I can figure out what is going on. So let's head down here to the creek. This fence post is the marker for where the turn off into the woods is. Yeah, I'll see you down there. Okay, made it down to the pump. Let's take a look at it. So first of all, way up the creek here, there are these white lines that bring water into this Rubbermaid tote. And if we open this up, I'm hearing the flow in here. So it's not some awesome flow, but it is going in. I think what's happening is the intake, wherever it is up creek here, is stopped up from all the silt from the hurricane. Because we need more water coming in here than this. So let's go up real quick and find out what's happening. But before we do that, let me take you down here to the pump. Let's see, this is kind of a sinkhole here. Maybe I should have brought some boots. Okay. So yeah, the pump over here is all metal, and I replaced the previous valve with a swing valve. Uh-oh. Looks like somebody has removed the valve. How bizarre is that? Interesting. Huh. It's actually been removed. Well, that would definitely cause an issue, huh? I can't help her today without a new one. This is a community of very different and interesting people. A lot of homesteaders, a lot of off-grid types, and apparently there is a jealous neighbor who doesn't think that you should use this type of technology to get water to your house. That's the story I was told last time, and it looks like they may have come down here and removed that valve. If not, there's another fellow who may be doing some service work on it, but I have a feeling there's some foul play, because the lady up here had no idea what was going on. But I do know that the water flow rate is not moving very well, so since we're here, let's head up the creek and see what the intake looks like in these lines here. And it's possible it's just got an airlock, but anyway, let's go up here and find out. These lines are buried here and go right over here to the creek. Looks like we've got a couple of interesting things going on. Got a piece there that might just be to relieve some air pressure, but I think there's probably supposed to be something on that. Don't see where it would be, but anyway, I'm guessing the main problem is that the lines that are under here are full of silt. Let's see what type of intake we've got here. That's concrete. Interesting. The fellow that did all this is actually quite a smart guy, so he should know what all he's doing here. You know, I don't even see these lines. May have to dig down some and find them. I found one of the intake lines here. There's a box up under the creek. Let's see if I can get a shot of it here for you. I apologize for the glare, but anyway, so that line right there is what's feeding this pipe. Let's see if I can clean it out real quick. I didn't bring my tripod, so I can't really show you that step. Well, I determined two things. The lady came down and said that another fellow did take the valve to do some repairs, so I'm glad it was not foul play. So besides that, the pressure tank was waterlogged. During the big Hurricane Florence issue, the tank fell over and filled with water and stopped. So that definitely was an issue. And then also the intake filled with sediment and silt. So there's lots of things going on, but come back on Wednesday hopefully, and I'm gonna put a valve with a T to drain the water out of the pressure tank if that happens again. And then replace the valve that's missing and hopefully get water to this nice older lady in a couple days. So, all right, let's move on to the next thing. If you've spent much time watching the channel, you've probably heard me say 1,000 times that a lot of the materials that I used to build the workshop were given to me by a friend. Well, I'm at that friend's house now. Her husband passed away, and she gave me a lot of his old building materials, and then she moved away. Well, the new owners had all these materials still down here and said, if I want them, go ahead and take them. And guess what it is? It is a bunch of boards, interior boards, tongue and groove, that can be used in the tiny house. So I'm not sure how many there are here, but I was like, of course I want them. So guess what? You finally get to see another tiny house build video when I work some more on getting the interior done. So I'm gonna get these loaded up on my car, and I'll take them on back to the house. It's been a while since I've priced this type of lumber, or siding I guess it is. I think it was somewhere around $10 a couple years ago, so it's maybe even $12 now. So you're looking at least 140 bucks worth of materials there, and this is about half of it. So I will use this up maybe as soon as tomorrow, and we will come back for more if we need it, which we probably will, because I think it's gonna take a lot more than that to finish the tiny house. But anyway, very excited, and hopefully you'll enjoy a tiny house build video. Just got all those boards unloaded, looking pretty good. So it's supposed to rain the next couple of days, but if it's not raining tomorrow, early in the morning, I'm gonna go ahead and start on this and get some of these put in. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up, and maybe it won't rain on us. Probably gonna have to get the other tarp to cover up these ends, because this one's just not quite enough here. I'm guessing these are 16 footers. Perhaps I could have done a better job at this. Remember last night when I said it might rain? We got a downpour. But luckily, the wood that I had stored here is good. So I've just finished filming a tiny house video, believe it or not. It's been years. So it was exciting to get that done. So what I got finished in that video, which will come out eventually, is paneling all the way up to the ceiling on this one wall, and goes over there as well. So super exciting. Well, at the end of the week, after this vlog comes out, I have a YouTuber coming over to help with a project, which means I need to do some cleanup. They're probably going to want to look around the property, and so I think I'm going to start here in the tiny house. I've got a whole bunch of scrap lumber and just junk. Like, who needs this old roller brush? So I'm going to clean up all this junk and maybe make this place semi-presentable for somebody to come visit. Okay, I got this blue tote here, and that's going to be my transport of trash. So anything that's going to be thrown away, I'm going to throw in here. It's kind of on and off sprinkling, so I'm going to have to watch out that you're not getting wet out there. Not a huge difference, but definitely improving. So I got all the scrap wood stuck over here to be thrown out. Cleaned up a good portion of the stuff that was back in here. And then just moved a lot of the tools and stuff against this wall. I'm going to take that box there into the workshop. So that should be presentable enough, I suppose. But it's looking better. I believe the tiny house looks good enough to be presentable. Now it's time to clean up this mess. So I've got a big pile of junk over here. I've got all of that on the bench and down here. This stuff. And this is okay over here. And then I've got all of this back under here that needs to be cleaned up. But before I get to the cleaning stage, I want to pull out the items needed for fixing that lady's pump tomorrow. So need a threaded T, need a 1-inch ball valve. I'm gonna need a couple of these razors. One for there, one for there. I'm gonna bring an extra one just in case I strip one. And then I need some tape. And then she's gonna need a new valve. Luckily I've got the most of those. All right, that's what I need to fix her pump for tomorrow. So that's gonna be good. I'll just take you up there real quick and plop that in there. All right, so to begin the cleaning process, I think anything that has to do with tiny house, meaning yard care stuff like these and this and the badger head, all that is going to go over there. One of those, let's see, one of these. So anyway, my plan is just to make this place look nice. So instead of boring you with all the small details of cleaning, I'll just come back in an hour and show you what I've done. I've been using my new oak ladder to put stuff on my storage shelves up here. So a while ago I made actually a rolling library ladder out of an oak board, and somebody commented and said, I'd like to see you put your fat donkey on that. And I don't really have a donkey, but it does hold my weight, so maybe it'll hold a donkey's weight. It's really sad. YouTube comments are some of the most hateful things you can ever read sometimes. But anyway, for any of those doubting whether or not my storage ladder is able to hold 200 pounds, it is, no problem. So I've been using it pretty good here to put stuff up, and it's had no issues so far. Let me show you what the shop looks like now after 2 hours of work. I've been weeding out some of the scrap wood over here, tossing it in this box to throw away. Cleaned out up under here, got the heater right there. Been cleaning out behind this storage spot over here. Moved table saw there. All of my electric stuff is in here. I'm working on getting plumbing in this bucket and this box over here. I've got a painter's basket going on there. Still tossing all of my hardware over here. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm just now getting to this corner here so I can start pulling out all the scrap from this corner. And then I started working a little bit on clearing off the workbench over here. So it's taking a lot longer than I was expecting, but I think it's starting to take shape. Okay, 5 hours later, the shop has never been this clean before. Check this out. Able to work over here in this corner some. Got the paint buckets over there. Bench is still nasty. I've got to build some more tool storage like hand planes and saw and stuff, but it's looking better. Got this corner cleaned up a bit. Still have to use up some of these scrap boards, and that insulation will go up here when the time comes. This corner is clean. Still have to go through this corner. I'm going to throw out a good bit of that. And have to go through all my fasteners still. Got this corner looking pretty good. Was able to clean out from under there. And I just moved the plywood and OSB over here for now, and I'll get to that at a later date. But look at all this floor space. Bam. Anyway, for those of you with nice shops, this is probably still not very good, but for my shop, as I'm still building it, this is really nice. So anyway, enough of this. I'm tired of it. Tomorrow we've got a couple more things to do. Ram pump for one, and we'll probably take down the clothesline because we're not using it. But anyway, on to different things. Here we are again. Seems like just 2 days ago I was walking down this hill. So I've got a couple things that I want to use to replace on this pump down here. Got a new valve. That's going to be the main thing. And then I'm going to put a clean out valve for the pressure tank. Never done this before, so it should be interesting. It's been really rainy today. I think we've gotten over an inch already. But so anyway, let's head down here to the creek and see about getting this pump fixed up. Been out here for a couple hours, and so far I've fixed the pump, so it's working now. And now I'm up here at their intake where there's a tremendous amount of air stuck in the line. So you can hear that. There's also a lot of that black debris stuff that's pretty nasty. But so pipe comes down, and there was air stuck in these lines going off. So once I purge all of that out, it should be a nice consistent flow. Didn't get the pump going for the lady, sadly. The pump is fine. I replaced the valve and installed the pressure release and got everything working, but there's not enough flow into the source. So I'm gonna have to come back later and work on that. I walked back and forth for about an hour trying to get something to work, but I don't really have all the stuff I need. And also, when I come back, I'm gonna cut some of those rhododendron out of there because you can't even just walk. You have to like duck and dodge trees to get anywhere. But anyway, so that was kind of a sad failure, but with all the rain we've had lately, the lady has enough water to last for a little bit, but it'd be nice to have everything running for her. So anyway, I'm gonna head back to the house and have some supper, and I've got some more things I need to do this evening before I have my guests coming on Friday, which should be an exciting video. We actually had more rain in the past 24 hours than we did for the entirety of Florence, at the house anyway. I guess it's another tropical storm that's hitting, but hopefully it's out of here by Friday. Well, it is nighttime now, as you can see. I really intended on showing the ram pump repairs that I made, but it started raining again, and so anyway, I just put a pressure release valve at the pressure tank so that water can be drained over time. I got the waste valve replaced since that fellow had taken the other one. But I never could get enough flow out of the current source and intake. So I'll have to go out again sometime and fix that. Well, I am out here getting a ram pump put together to go out tomorrow. I'm gonna take some trash and take some old clothes and stuff to the reconciliation house. But anyway, I'm very excited about having a YouTuber come to visit the channel on Friday. So you'll get to see some of that next week, which should be fun. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.